everybody, welcome to the Method Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Method Podcast. The first episode of our new podcast featuring Kayne and
Kayne.
James. That's me.
That's James.
Hey.
Yeah.
The Method Podcast
Welcome.
is where we're going to talk about whatever's cool.
Okay.
More importantly, whatever today's method is.
What's today's method, James?
Before we get into today's method, I want to talk a little bit about what we did before we got here, because there was quite a bit that led into the first episode of the method. Okay, our new podcast. Yeah. Okay, so what happened was what was it, last week?
Oh, it's got to be like last week or 2 weeks ago or something.
It was last week when this motherfucker was just like, "Hey, you want to make a podcast?" I'm like,
I just invited him.
I don't know anything about podcasts. I don't freaking know podcasts. You think I know the first thing about podcasts? Now I'm making one. Look at me. I'm a freaking moron. Okay. But here we are with the method, which I think is a cool name, personally. I like the name. I think it's cool. Okay, whatever. He made it. He came up with the name. Okay, frick.
It's all right.
So basically how it's going to go is that we're just going to talk about whatever today's method is.
We're just going to kind of see where it goes from there.
Okay, a little bit more. Hold on, a little bit more about what happened. So it was just an idea, right? It was just an idea.
Just an idea.
That we were gonna talk about whatever, just make a podcast, because everyone's doing it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be cool. I want to make something cool, and so here we are. But there was a lot of planning. There was like, what are we gonna do? Where is it gonna happen? What are we gonna do? What about the camera? What about freaking the mic? Where is it gonna be? How are we gonna record it? And then freaking. This whole thing, getting the mic here, freaking taking the bus. I took the bus here. Kayne, I told you that I got on the bus right after class.
Yes,
at 12:26.
12:26 exactly.
And then I stepped into your car at 2:26 exactly.
It's like it was meant to be.
It took me 2 hours to get here after class.
Oh, I thought you were going in a completely different direction.
No, it was great. Yeah. What? Okay. But I hope it's gonna turn out great.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a great podcast.
We're putting a lot of effort into this.
We're glad that you're here along with us for the ride.
Thanks for coming along.
Thank you for being here. Seriously.
Okay, I think we're ready to start today's method.
Ready to begin?
Yes.
All right. Would you like to do the honors?
Honors what?
What's the first method?
Today's method. Garfield the cat.
Garfield.
Yeah.
Okay. To start off our Garfield discussion, how about we pull up today's Garfield comic?
There's a Garfield comic?
Every day?
Every day? How did I not know this? Garfield method was like my idea.
Garfield method was his idea.
And you were okay with it for some reason.
All right, here it is.
Okay.
We'll put it up on screen and post.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, this is how high effort we're doing this?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Put one image up on screen.
Okay. Here we go. Garfield by Jim Davis for November.
Oh, this is a good one.
November 13th, 2023. Okay, here we go. Scene 1, Garfield. I have this recurring nightmare, and there's Garfield, with this coffee. He's all fricked up. And second frame.
Empty. Nothing. There's nothing. It's just...
I think this is symbolic representation of Garfield's
very
pondering.
Interesting. Yes.
He's pondering right now. He's thinking about
pondering.
something.
He's thinking about his coffee.
The point of this panel is that we have to think about what Garfield's thinking about.
Yes, exactly. I agree with that, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to this last panel.
The big reveal.
Called Monday.
What's the nightmare called? It's Monday.
Monday. Okay. So that was... So this Garfield comic... it says a lot about us.
Well, I think it's really emblematic about what Garfield is as a whole. You notice how it wasn't very funny?
Is Garfield supposed to be funny?
It's a comedy comic. Of course it's supposed to be funny.
Okay.
But isn't it I find it so absurd that Garfield can exist for so long. How long has it been going for? Do you know? It's like since the 70s. And it's just not funny.
How funny can you get with just 3 panels, though?
I've seen some pretty funny, like, 4-panel comics. I'd imagine that 3 panels can't be much harder.
You think that just by looking at 3 images that you could get a giggle out of that? I think absolutely.
I actually do think it's possible.
Yeah, you could, right? But
because when you remove one or more element from a Garfield comic, it actually becomes funnier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You think so?
I do think so. No, I don't think so. I know so, James. I know so.
I think a lot of people agree with you.
There's a few really interesting subreddits about that, aren't there?
You know where we're going with this.
Oh yes. Here we go.
What is one of those subreddits?
My favorite one is Garfield minus Garfield.
So you ever woke up on a Sunday morning, just you want to eat your freaking cereal, so you pull out the Sunday paper and you just frick off to the cartoon section to go to your favorite cartoon.
I do that weekly.
Garfield is your favorite cartoon, but you ever just read it and just think, wow, this is so unfunny. I think it'd be funnier if Garfield didn't have Garfield in it,
Good news. There's a whole community for that on Reddit. Reddit's crazy, man. If you've never been to Reddit, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Well, actually don't, but but yeah, there's a whole community for that on Reddit, and it's very interesting. I really do find it funny how when you remove either Garfield or Jon or the text, it becomes really funny. It becomes like existential crisis levels of funny.
Hey, you wanna reenact a Garfield minus anything right now?
All right, you want to be Jon? I'll be Garfield.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Good morning, Garfield. I forgot my socks.
All right. So now we're gonna do Garfield minus Jon.
Okay.
All right. I hate Mondays. Seems like you hate Mondays more.
That is the method.
So what's funny about that?
Time to explain the humor.
So what's funny?
Man. That was a funny Kayne.
It's funny because the modern humor of Generation Z is very unique in several senses. We like things that aren't funny. And we think things that are funny aren't. And I think that's really interesting.
So,
wouldn't you agree?
But that Garfield comic that we just looked at,
Yes, yeah.
we said it was unfunny.
It wasn't funny. No.
But you just said that something unfunny is funny. So does that mean Garfield was funny all along?
Well, the thing that's funny is reading Garfield. Like saying, yeah, I'm reading Garfield. Like, if the viewers at home would read that comic, they probably wouldn't laugh. But them watching us read it, they might. Because they're watching us read Garfield, which is inherently funny. The thought of watching someone else read a Garfield comic is inherently absurd.
The idea of Garfield.
What is the idea of Garfield?
Garfield the idea.
Versus Garfield the man.
Garfield the man. Garfield the man. Garfield presented as an idea, just being out there, just existing. You saw that comic where it was like, be careful with the fabric of reality, Garfield.
Yes, I did see that one.
Garfield
Yeah.
pushes over the fabric of reality.
Oh yeah.
And then everyone around him gets fricked up. There's like a whole like half division of Garfield where it's just scary Garfield.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. Yeah. The whole
so
big. I'm sorry, Jon bullshit.
It's so big. It's actually surprisingly large.
It is. It's ridiculously large.
And it all started with that, what was it, like a comic about like...
Yeah, it was just a short comic strip about like...
Garfield being like, died in the crash or something.
Something like that, I don't know.
So Garfield died in the crash, and then Jon never let go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Garfield, the idea manifested itself in physical form because of Jon's thoughts. I'm going way into this.
I did not know that. That's kind of crazy. Wow.
Dude, the freaking... I actually visited the Garfield subreddit the other day, and they had to ban those posts.
What?
They had to ban the I'm sorry Jon posts, and then now they had to separate the community between I'm sorry Jon and you know, actual Garfield.
So what even gets posted in the Garfield subreddit then? I'm guessing that subreddit's not too funny.
The reason why I brought up Garfield to you all those weeks ago,
yeah,
and randomly just sent Garfield gifts in the group chat was because I was looking for Garfield in Japanese because I wanted to see Japanese Garfield. You know?
Wow.
I wanted to see what he was like if he was Japanese.
Well, why did you want to see that? Why did you want to see that? Why was that something that interested you?
I wanted to see if I could read it, you know?
Yeah.
Because Garfield, if he was Japanese, that would be really interesting.
I mean, I can't disagree with you. It would be kind of funny, but how did this spiral out into this obsession that you have now?
I wouldn't call it an obsession, but I would call it a daily reminder of why I was born.
Garfield.
Man, I could go for some lasagna right now. I mean,
that's very interesting. You know, I could go for some not Monday right now. We're recording.
It is Monday.
It's Monday.
Frick.
Oh God.
Damn. We fricked up.
Hey, do you know what else released today?
What?
The trailer for the Garfield movie.
You're fricking with me.
I'm not joking. I woke up this morning. Do you want to react to it?
Wait, what?
Do you want to react to it?
You're fricking
Let's
with
react
me.
to it.
I don't believe you.
No, bro. I'm pulling it up right now.
He's doing a bit.
Pulling it up right now.
He's doing a bit.
Garfield movie.
Are you
trailer.
serious?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Today, this morning. Right there.
What?
Check that out.
What the frick?
We'll put it up on screen for the people at home to watch. We're gonna react right now.
What the? You were holding this for me the whole time?
You hungry, little guy?
Wow.
Dude.
Oh.
We're getting Garfield origin story?
Oh my goodness! I didn't know it was gonna be an origin story. What?
Dude, this is insane. This is actually insane.
How the hell did Garfield meet Jon? Oh, here he comes. Oh, is he gonna come? Oh no, Garfield! No!
No, Garfield, don't die in the crash yet.
Oh.
Hey, look at this sad loser.
Look at Jon.
Look at
so
this
sad.
freaking loser.
Eating his pizza.
Look at this lonely,
eating his pizza.
friendless loser.
Oh. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, what a cute little guy. The start of a friendship like no other.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you'd think it'd be lasagna, but that's cool.
That's awesome.
That's
wow.
Oh my gosh.
Heartwarming.
Are you hungry?
You want a little more?
Yes. Oh wow. I mean, I knew he could eat. I didn't know he could eat that much. Wow.
And that's how I adopted Jon.
Oh, this is gonna get us copyright.
Who is Garfield?
Wow. Chris Pratt.
I was just about to say that.
Is Chris Pratt actually Garfield?
Chris Pratt is Garfield.
Dude, Chris Pratt is taking over the market.
Pratt is
oh my god.
Advance.
What?
The eating you're about to see will not be pretty.
No
And if you
fucking
have young
way.
children, this would be a good time for them to leave the room.
Samuel Jackson? What?
Hey, Junior.
What?
Father. You ever jumped a train? I've never jumped.
Oh my goodness.
Really? Where?
This is ridiculous. Oh my god. This is the goofy cartoon fun I was hoping for.
He'd see that coming.
Oh, Odie. Fuck Odie. So there's another Garfield?
Was that Olive Garden? And what the hell is this Olive Garden placement in your freaking movie? Why is Chris Pratt Garfield?
He took on Mario. He had to take on the other
He was Mario.
incredible role.
Why is Chris Pratt Garfield?
Chris Pratt is actually taking over the entertainment industry as a whole.
Pratt Garfield?
Chris Pratt's Garfield, bro. You have to accept it.
What kind of timeline are we in? What timeline are we in?
It is pretty crazy. I mean, I like Chris Pratt. He's a good actor, but I don't know.
Why is he Garfield?
It is pretty odd that he's really getting into like the voice acting realm, really like crazy. It seems.
Mario, freaking! Why is he getting these like historical icons?
It is pretty crazy. I have to admit.
Freaking Mario!
Yeah.
Freaking Garfield! What? How does he keep getting away with this? I mean, the movie looked cool.
I don't know.
But it looked like one of those like.
I like the fun antics, but
it looked like another one of those movies that it was like, he's right behind me, isn't he? What? And then it plays like
the one-liner movies. Yeah, like Marvel movies, like Garfield.
He's right behind me, isn't he? What? that like that one skit where it's just like,
I know what you're talking.
you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about. Oh Lord.
Okay,
So that's gonna be a good movie. We gotta go see that.
I guess we gotta see it now.
Yeah,
I guess we gotta see it.
Yeah.
I guess we gotta see the Garfield movie. Hey, it's recording, right?
It's recording. Yeah.
It just looks like a straight line.
Yeah, it looks like a straight line, but that's because our gain is so low.
Okay.
And we'll have to up it.
That's
in
fine.
post. Yeah.
Okay, one thing about that was that we didn't see Normal.
Yeah. We didn't see any normal.
Normal.
Or Garfield's girlfriend. Who's she? What's her name? Garfield.
Liz?
There's like
That's
a pink cat or
The
something
pink
that's
one.
like
Yeah.
Garfield's girlfriend. Dude, Garfield lore goes crazy.
Garfield. I think this will expand the Garfield universe by a lot.
Oh, I think so. I definitely think so. I mean, who was that big cat?
Yeah, that fat motherfucker.
The fat fucking cat.
The guy fatter than Garfield.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Who the hell is that? And
And
apparently it's Samuel Jackson.
I don't know, man.
Chris Pratt is Garfield.
Chris Pratt taking over the entertainment
Why
industry.
is Chris? How did he? Who is his agent? I'm gonna call this guy.
Chris Pratt's agent. I don't know why Chris Pratt is suddenly like the man of the hour. You know, like he's everywhere. But I don't know.
Everyone like criticized him for being Mario. No one expected that. And now he's Garfield. He's freaking I'm sorry, I can't freaking comprehend that.
You know, James, right now you're reminding me a lot of a certain Garfield character, Jon. You know what's crazy about Jon?
What?
Jon feels like the kind of character who is incredibly sad on the inside, but it is only when the light that is Garfield is removed can you truly see his darkness. I think it's important to remember that in the comics, Garfield doesn't actually talk.
Right.
Garfield, there's thought bubbles.
Right.
So Jon doesn't know what the hell Garfield is actually saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's... Jon is talking to his cat, getting no response, and then responding. He's imagining what Garfield is saying.
But you do know he's a cartoonist. That's his job.
That's true. Jon is... Huh. Jon's a cartoonist. In a cartoon.
The existential implications of Jon being a cartoonist in a cartoon world is actually...
Jon Arbuckle. Huh.
Jon
So do you think his cartoons look like real people?
They look like real people.
Like when a cartoonist in a cartoon draws cartoons, does it look like our world?
Like, is he like a he's that good at drawing where it just looks like photorealistic?
No. It's just that it's opposite. Like photorealistic is seen as like being really easy in that world and being like cartoony feels like really hard.
Well, he has to, in order to do that, he'd have to imagine like another plane of existence, you know, because they're flat. So like he would have to. Well, no, there's still depth and stuff in the cartoon realm.
That's all. Yeah.
But
it's
like,
just we only see it through frames. We only see it like windows. So of course, it looks 2D to us, but it's not. It's really not. It's really a 3D environment that these characters are interacting in.
He'd have to like imagine things like everything there is all smooth. There's no like texture to anything. He'd have to imagine that, you know.
That's
like,
also very true.
He'd have to invent that. He'd have to dream into the next plane of reality to come up with that stuff, and then to get it down on paper. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But like you could argue that cartoons are very similar to us. Like cartoonists of our world, there's nothing that looks like Garfield in real life. That is entirely a figment of man's imagination.
Yeah. What did you say about when the light of Garfield is removed from Jon, then can you truly see his darkness? What the frick?
Yes, it's only once you ignore Garfield's messages in the comics that have both of them in it that you can truly see the darkness of Jon's soul.
What verse out of the Garfield Bible was that? What the frick?
It's the truth. It's the truth. I try it at home, I swear to God. Go to Garfield minus Garfield, find any of the comics with Jon in them, and it just sounds incredibly sad. He just seems like an incredibly tired person. And, you know, I think there's a little bit of Jon in all of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there is a little bit of Jon in us all.
I don't really know where to go from this.
I don't know either. I don't know either. I'm looking for a way out. There is no way out, man.
There's no way.
I'm
Garfield is an all-encompassing pit.
Hey, that's still recording, right?
Oh yeah, it's recording for sure.
Like,
oh yeah.
okay.
Oh, it's going.
Okay.
It's going.
All right.
Oh
gosh.
goodness, we're professionals.
Oh, okay. Here, I got a good segue. Is Garfield considered an anime?
What the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's not.
Well, why is Cory in the House considered?
Cory in the
an
House
anime?
is not considered an anime.
So Garfield isn't an anime.
Garfield is not an anime.
What makes
No.
an anime an anime?
Well,
then?
an anime is an anime because it's produced in Japan. That's like the number one reason why
That's
it's that. I mean, there's some people argue that it like also has to target a Japanese audience or something, but I think that's bullshit. I think it can be anything produced in Japan. That's my opinion.
Think Japanese Garfield would be an anime then?
You know?
You really have to ponder that? You're doing some pondering over here.
Well, here's the thing. Are we talking Japanese Garfield as the comic, or if they made a Garfield movie in Japan?
Well, what would be the difference in either of those? Like, Japanese Garfield. Wait, you said the only thing that defines an anime if it was made in Japan, right?
Yes,
So what?
yes.
Well, it's just a translated thing, so it's not an anime then.
Yes, yeah. But if a Garfield movie was made exclusively in Japan, with no, like, I mean, there could be outsourcing, but it's like primarily made, directed, the director's Japanese, everything in Japan, I think you could call it an anime. Yes. You could say it's a Garfield anime.
It's not the art style?
No, not at all. No.
It's not?
Because if it was the art style, things like Steven Universe that very clearly are not anime would be considered anime.
What?
And there's an anime called Panty and Stocking that looks nothing like any like I haven't seen it personally, but I've seen screenshots of it. But it looks nothing like any anime you've ever seen, but it's definitely anime.
Because it was made in Japan.
Yes.
And is originally in Japanese.
The language doesn't have much to do with it. But yes.
So the only reason it's an anime is because it was made in Japan.
You could say that, yeah.
That's it. Okay.
You could
So
say that, yeah.
Garfield is not an anime.
Garfield's not an anime, no.
Okay, well that was easy then. no freaking Japanese Garfield then.
Well, if they made a Garfield movie in Japan, like I said, it would be considered anime. Yeah. Have you seen the new Studio Ghibli films? They or is it Studio Ghibli? I think yeah. They're like 3D, and they don't look like anime at all. They look like Illumination, like Despicable Me bullshit.
What?
Yeah.
I thought they were known for their.
They're known for that, but
style.
they've been kind of getting away from that recently. They had the newest Miyazaki film came out, and it's a pretty classic Ghibli art style, I think. But
it's in 3D.
No, it's not 3D. It's 2D. But they've been doing more 3D stuff, and it's
And it looks like Minions.
kinda, yeah. But it's definitely still anime. You know, you can argue that it's not. I don't think so, at least. Because like Beastars is 3D and it's anime. You know, art style isn't what decides whether it's anime or not.
It's just in Japan. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So.
I'm not an anime watcher.
So you're not big into anime, right?
No.
Right, no. You're not very big into anime. But so I think it's, I don't know, have you talked to your audience about you learning Japanese at all?
I briefly mentioned it.
I
briefly mentioned it in a very minor part of a video that did not matter.
Okay.
Which was my room tour video.
Well, I think if there's any video that matters, it's probably that one.
What?
You know, because like your other ones are all just like a sort of games, you know. That's like a special, you know. That's like different. I think that matters.
That one is unique.
Yeah.
I did like a bit where well, obviously I was still in school, and I was telling, just in case anybody saw that video from school, I wanted to let them know, frick you, I'm learning a foreign language, and just because it happens to be this foreign language doesn't mean you gotta be a freaking douche about it. Frick you, you suck.
So I think what a lot of people would ask you then is like, why did you pick Japanese of all the languages you could learn, right? Because you've mentioned to me that you wanted to learn Arabic, right?
Yeah.
But why'd you end up picking Japanese?
Well, it's simply because I spend way too much time listening to the music.
I see. Yeah.
It's just like it's just there all the time, you know, and it's always been there, like my whole freaking life.
Right.
And it was so awesome. I'm like, what the frick? And so as someone who's studying music and has such a strong connection to this freaking music, I want to understand it, but the only way to really understand it is by speaking their language.
But it really does suck because the only way to really understand it is to... It would be a lot easier if you didn't have to learn the language to understand the music, you know?
You could always look up a translation, but like it's always a little off, you know?
Right,
you don't really get it.
You never get the actual essence, and I think that's a big reason
why. That freaking bothers me. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's not. What I'm reading is not what the freaking artist intended, and I feel so strongly to this freaking song, but like this is like kind of skewed. Like what? That kind of sucks.
We'll probably talk more about learning Japanese in the future, but I think it's just interesting the reason why we're learning it. You know, because we both have very different reasons. You're learning it for the music. I'm learning it because I just am very interested in the culture, particularly the anime. No. I'm learning it because I want to go there someday. But it definitely is spurred on by me being a fan of anime. So it's very interesting to hear your perspective, being that you're a reader.
Most
or listener,
people who I've happened to tell, hey, I'm studying this language, be like, oh, you watch anime? I don't.
But he doesn't. He doesn't. That's the thing.
Anime.
And that's why it kind of confused me when he wanted to learn it at first, because you would assume that like everybody who wants to learn it probably watches it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or at least a lot of people.
That's why.
You know?
That's why people like know it's a thing.
Yeah. That's why Japan is so, I guess, big here. You know, in America.
Because of anime.
Because of fucking anime. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with learning a foreign language just because you like the freaking anime.
I also agree. I don't think there's anything wrong with like.
Problem with that.
Like if you were learning French because you like French films, no one would bat an eye.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, But for some reason, just because you like anime, you're learning Japanese, it's like people think you're weird.
Anime does get a little weird.
Anime does get a little weird, but I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. It's just...
But the cultural presence that Japan has in the United States has always been really interesting to me, because it is not a European nation. It's very different, you know? The culture stems from completely different roots. The way people interact with each other is totally different. It's a very different culture, and I was wondering if you've heard about the Cool Japan initiative.
The Cool Japan initiative?
Oh my god. This is a cultural thing from the Japanese government, like a cultural mandate or something, where they wanted to increase production and distribution of anime to the United States to make the Japanese like economy cool and boost the economy.
What the frick?
That's fucking real.
What?
Dude, it's real. It's insane, but it's real.
Well, it's freaking working.
It is. It's definitely
what
working.
The hell is it? We need to make more anime.
There's more being made every single like season. I swear to God. Like there's too much to watch now. There's too much good stuff to watch, I should say. Cause like you try to watch all the stuff in one season that's good, and there's just too much.
So this is like government-sponsored anime?
I don't know if it still is, but for a time it definitely was. And like getting it into the United States was a big thing for a while.
Dude. What?
I can't believe you've never heard of this.
There's just a thing with like people thinking Japan is like the greatest place ever, and is that why?
That's kind of why.
That's
because they wanted to make Japan seem cool,
and it worked.
Because Japan, as a country, is very tourism based. Their economy, you know.
Is it okay?
Tourism, entertainment, and what else? Like technology. Those are like their three. But like outside of Tokyo, it's almost all tourism, whether it's domestic or international.
For the whole place.
For the whole, pretty much the whole country. Yeah.
You know, people. There's just the thing with people thinking Japan is just the greatest place ever.
Yeah, there's a whole word for it. Fucking weaboos.
there's a word
there's a word for that.
What is a weaboo?
Oh, weaboo is just a person who like is obsessed with the culture of Japan, particularly anime, and believes that they pretty much like Japanese culture over their own, which is not me.
Not you?
Not me, no.
You're not a weeb?
I'm not a weeb, no.
You're not a weeb?
No. I like American culture a lot.
Defend yourself.
Defend myself? I like American culture a lot. I admit, I do rather like Japanese culture beyond even just anime. But I have always been a real lover of America and just what we have in this country.
I'm an American.
I'm an American. I'm proud to be it. No,
I'm an American. I think if I do end up visiting over there, though, it's because I've never been to a foreign country yet.
Yeah.
But I just think it's going to be so weird seeing everyone kind of like almost look the same.
Yeah. I think we take it for granted just how different people do look in America. It's like there are certain places. I went to Italy over the summer, right?
Okay.
This most recent summer. Even there, it's not obviously to the extent of like Japan, where it's like entirely closed off. I think it was for like 200 years or something. They didn't let like anyone in or out of the country, like at all. And so they're very isolated. But even in like a place like Italy, it was very like monoculture and weird, like walking around seeing everybody look very similar except for the tourists, obviously.
And especially in this town that we live in, it's very diverse.
Oh, very diverse.
I think that's so cool though.
Oh, I think it's awesome.
People come from all over the freaking place, and it's like, whoa, look at everyone. So I think going to a foreign country is gonna be like, hey, we look the same.
Hey, and then I'm gonna be like,
this motherfucker's gonna be like, he's gonna be like a spotlight.
I have long fucking blonde hair.
They love that.
It's gonna be, I don't know.
Swear.
I don't know.
Swear.
We'll see, man.
They're gonna think you're a celebrity. You're gonna walk down the street and they're gonna be like, American, American! And then there's gonna be like, and you're gonna be just the coolest freaking guy. Are we taking a hydration moment?
Let's take a hydration moment.
Hydration moment?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
I was actually thinking we're gonna do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This motherfucker's getting hydrated. Oh yeah.
I'm hydrated as frick.
Hydrated, bro.
I'm hydrated as frick.
All right. Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Japan. So you do want to go there someday? That's something you want to do?
Dude, if you're gonna learn a foreign language, you gotta go there.
You might. You like. There's no reason not
like
to.
at some point.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
Why would you not? So of course I gotta go check it out.
I've got a lot of places I want to go there. Is there any place in particular you wanted to go though?
I wanna go to the Kirby Cafe. What's the thing with cafes over there? They got all those cafes.
There's all these special cafes. It's very interesting,
That's
actually.
cool.
Because these like special event things never happen in America. But you know why
Yeah.
that's the case? Because buildings are so like on top of each other there that they can afford to do that. You can rent out a place for relatively cheap.
Because it's an island. It's like
Because it's an island, and Tokyo, the buildings are literally built on top of one another.
right.
It's ridiculous. But yeah.
So like different businesses share like the same buildings.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas like in the US, until you go to like the very like mid of the city centers, right? It's very like one business, one building kind of deal, you know? Very kind of separated.
What's the deal with the cafes?
Well,
'Cause I want to go to a freaking cafe with just a bunch of anime cardboard cutouts everywhere. Doesn't that sound
that
awesome?
sounds really sad. That's
I want to take one of the cardboard cutouts, sit it down in front of
Oh
me,
my
and then
God.
get my amud ice, and then cut it, and be like, get my fork, and be like, oh, come on, you want to eat the card? You want to eat it?
You're describing exactly what people hate about people learning Japanese.
You remember,
Yeah.
there's that one video where the guy did that with his waifu, Kotanoa, and then he sang her happy birthday. Oh, dude, that's such a throwback. I gotta find that
that's such
video
a
now.
throwback.
And then you actually know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
No clue.
I gotta show you. So it was her birthday, and then so he got a birthday cake. He did just that.
You're fucking joking.
And then he got it. He's like, hey, go eat the cake. And then okay, but back to the cafes. I think the cafes are cool. Did you freaking see the Kirby Cafe? It's so cool.
I did not see the Kirby Cafe.
It's so cool. It's like I don't know if it was like a theme park thing, but man, it looks so cool because Kirby's cool and they got the freaking thing. Well, Kirby's not anime. Oh, Kirby is anime now, I guess. Kirby.
Is he?
Made in Japan? Does that make it an anime?
Well, no, because anime is specifically animation. Kirby's a fucking video game.
But if there was a Kirby show, it'd be an anime?
Yes. If there was a Kirby anime, yes, it would be an anime. Yes, that's how that works.
Okay, well then, there's a bunch of other anime cafes too, right?
There's a lot of them. Oh god, they're escaping me, but I know there's been a few of them.
They're just supposed to be like super trendy and like.
Yeah, they're like, because the way that they make money is the way that a lot of these anime actually make money is that they don't have like a wide audience, but they get a very dedicated fan base, you know? They get
okay.
the fan base who's willing to buy the figures, who's willing to buy the Blu-rays, who's willing to show their love and purchase the merch and go to these cafes. That's how a lot of these places make money. And it's kind of crazy to think that as a Western fan, just watching your anime is not enough to support it. You have to go out of your way to spend money and purchase items.
Those freaking figurines, those are expensive.
It's crazy. No, they're very
But
expensive.
they look so cool. And they're so high quality. Do you have one in here?
I do have one in here.
You have one?
Yeah, should I get it?
You want to show everybody? Kayne's anime figure?
show everybody.
Oh, you don't? Then you don't have to. What is it? What is it? That
God, it's Evangelion, bro. It's fucking Eva.
I don't know what that means.
Okay,
Everyone make fun of him.
you're gonna watch Evangelion, bro, and you're gonna
Evangelion?
shut the
Sure.
fuck up.
What's
Oh my
this Jellion crap anyways?
Okay, so, oh my god, I have a fucking story. So, I went to a school where we had we had like hallways where you had to like walk through, and there was this one where it was very
Your
cramped.
school had hallways too.
Very cramped. Very cramped hallway, right? You'd get like a couple hundred people trying to pass through this hallway at any given time, and it would just be moving so slowly. So I'm walking through here with my buddy Sam. My buddy Sam's a kind of a crazy fool. He's a bit of a wild guy, if I had to say. But
Yeah.
I was walking through with him, and for some reason, Evangelion gets brought up. He doesn't watch anime. Somehow Evangelion gets brought up, and he's like, "Isn't it pronounced Evangelion?" And I'm like, "No, dude." And then the girl in front of us, I swear to God, I don't know who this girl is, but if listen. Oh fuck, listen. If this woman is watching this right now, you're the worst. But anyways, this woman, she says she says no, it is pronounced Evangelion, and I'm like,
I bet she has no idea what you're talking
I
about.
bet she has no fucking clue.
She's wanted to jump
But
in.
at the same time, if you have no clue, why the fuck are you opening your mouth?
Just wanted to talk. She just hates you. Just wants to make you look dumb in the hallway. That's cramped.
I never saw this woman before. I
What?
don't think I ever saw her again.
You never saw her before?
No, first time seeing her was that, and it left like such a bad taste in my mouth.
Holy frig! Ghost just materializes and be like, it's actually pronounced Evangelion. What the frick is an Evangelion? What is that word?
But this actually brings me on to the topic of like other anime fans in general, because I hate other anime fans. I can't stand them.
What do you mean? What? But you like the same thing.
Yes.
That's your common
I don't like
interest.
them though.
Is it because they smell, or is it like...
It's because they're just stupid. They're just fucking dumb. They're just idiots.
Okay.
It's just the truth of it. Listen, I'm not gonna say anyone watching this is an idiot, because please support us. We love you. But there's a certain
Everyone except you.
everyone except you. No, but there's a certain kind of anime fan that just really bothers me. You know?
What's that?
Like the kind of person who like thinks they're so cool because they watch anime. They think anime is the coolest thing, because anime is not. I love anime. Anime is not cool, man. It's like...
What? I think anime is pretty cool. I mean, you got those JoJo's and
JoJo's is pretty cool. JoJo's
That's the only
pretty
anime
cool,
I
too.
watched.
Big fan of JoJo's. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's just a certain type of fan. It's like the shonen bro who's like all into like Dragon Ball Z and like fucking Bleach for some reason. Like not One Piece. Like One Piece fans are, they're a mixed bag.
What's the One Piece stereotype?
Oh man, they're just like obsessed with it. And it's real. Because the thing about One Piece is that it takes over your life. You know, it really does take over your life. Like you'll be going through your day and you'll hear something. You'll hear something. Like just a phrase. And like, oh, you were streaming the other day. And there's a character in this game. What was the game you were playing?
Disco Elysium.
Disco Elysium. Yeah. Elysium, whatever. But whatever it's called, there's a character called Egghead.
Egghead.
You'll just be going about your day, and you'll hear these little like sound bites that like are either similar to or like are the exact same as a character or an island or something from One Piece, and it'll come into your mind. So yeah, the current arc that we're on right now is called Egghead Island.
Oh, what?
Egghead Island is the arc we're on right now. And like,
What the?
we'll just be listening to Michael Jackson.
Just listen to Michael Jackson.
And on comes the song Thriller. And there's an island in One Piece called Thriller Bark.
It sounds a lot like the. Is that a freaking JoJo's reference?
Oh yes. No. I'll be like listening to a song from like a part that I haven't read, right? Like I haven't read part 8 yet. I've read everything but it, including part 9. But I haven't read part 8. But I'll be like listening to a song and be like, man, this is really nice. I'll look it up, and all it is, California King Bed, JoJo's reference everywhere. It's so annoying. I hate anime.
anime.
I was into King Crimson before I was into fucking JoJo's.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can know how that went.
Before it was cool.
For the longest time, I didn't like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because I was a King Crimson fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then you figured out that, like, people were going to King Crimson because, like, JoJo.
Yeah, and it annoyed the shit out of me. Like, you would go to the comment section to, like, Court of the Crimson King or 21st Century Schizo Man and be like, JoJo's! OMG! Time stop! Time freeze!
Okay, that's I actually think that's funny. I'm gonna hydrate my.
Yeah. That's why I hate anime. And I love anime at the same time too.
So you just don't like the community surrounding anime?
Yeah, no, I really. Whenever I meet an anime fan in real life, they're usually not someone I like.
Anime fans.
I can count on my hand like how many anime fans I've met and like. You know what I mean?
I'm ready. Could you?
Oh god.
3.
Oh god.
2. 5. 9.
Well, I didn't even meet Clayton in real life.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't even count.
Anime watchers.
Oh my god. Is there anyone? Oh god.
I watch anime.
I don't think that. No, you don't.
I've only watched one anime.
You've
Two.
watched.
I haven't even finished it. I haven't even.
Well, to be fair, it's the one anime you did watch goes on for forever.
It's not freaking One Piece. It's 9,000
Might as well
episodes.
be. Actually, the manga for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is longer than One Piece.
What?
Yeah,
It's longer?
it's longer.
How? Wait, how long
The
is
manga, I think we're on like chapter like 1,300 or something in the manga. It's crazy.
How many episodes would that be if it were animated?
Well, JoJo's is kind of peculiar adaptation because it goes at a really fast speed, but it doesn't like it works. You know what I mean? It's like it's not like the anime doesn't work. It works. You know.
It's like paced.
A lot of typical pacing for an anime is about like 2, 3, 4 chapters per episode, but JoJo's kind of goes breakneck and goes like 10, and it works because of how JoJo's is. Because JoJo's to begin with is the best parts of JoJo's are the moments where it can just be taken out of context and it's like crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And so you get this like highlight reel of like all the craziest moments, and somehow they don't cut anything. That's what I don't get. How do they not cut anything in JoJo's? You have these long ass lengthy explanations where they're talking. Like just for a long I think they just talk fast. But not like Monogatari fast, like just regular fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah.
Monogatari.
Oh yeah.
Frick.
Have you watched that?
It's the one with the funny music.
Yes.
I don't know. Frick.
It's pretty good, yeah. It's good if you're into that.
So we've been going for what, 50 minutes?
50 minutes now. That's kind of crazy. Wow.
How long you want to go for?
You want to like cut it pretty soon? I think this has been a good talk.
Let's do the final bit.
The final bit. Oh boy. This is our audience capture moment where we try to convince you that it's worth coming back to here next week. So would you like to go ahead and begin our final bit?
What is the final bit again? Is it that thing?
Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, guys.
So this final bit is gonna be James goes over here. He grabs a random manga off of my shelf that I own, and I'm gonna tell you why you should read it or not read it. Looks like today James has picked Hunter x Hunter.
Welcome to this is today's Kayne's manga method.
So this is Kayne's manga method. That's a good one. I like that. Let's keep that.
The manga method.
So this is a really great one. This is actually the manga that got. It's the second manga I ever started reading. The first was A Silent Voice, but maybe we'll talk about that in the future. This one is Hunter x Hunter. I think it's the second one I ever started
looks
reading.
old.
This
like
so this is a 90s manga.
90s.
Yeah, 90s. Started in the 90s. But it's very notable for having a fucking fantastic anime adaptation from Madhouse, if you're into that. But basically, It's about a kid named Gon who's on a quest to find his father. And that might sound really basic, and it is. But the show develops crazily from there, taking a lot of turns and twists. Some dark turns. A lot of dark turns, actually. If you're expecting like a jovial, childlike manga, it'll be that for the first about 2 volumes, and it changes pretty drastically. Especially once you get to the York New City arc. But it's a great manga. You should really read it. I don't really know how to sell people on manga.
Why is it titled Hunter x Hunter? What is that?
So, Yoshihiro Togashi's a fucking idiot. No, he's great. I love him. He's one of my favorite mangaka because he created this. But the X there is kind of just there for stylizing. If you want to know why, I have no clue. But it's there.
Where are the hunters?
The hunters? That's the hunter.
Oh, there's hunters?
That's the hunter right
Those are
there.
actually-
Yep. So that's Gon. Gon is on his way to become a hunter, actually. He's not a hunter at this point yet.
What are they hunting?
They're hunting whatever they want to hunt. That's kind of so there's a hunter association, right? And the
Okay.
hunter association is basically they hold this magical power secret from the rest of the world, right? They maintain its distribution, and only people who pass the hunter exam can become a hunter and learn the special power. And what the special power is, which is called Nen, by the way, what Nen is it's a very complicated power system that let's ignore that. It's a very complicated power system that you can really get in the weeds with it. It's great. I love it. But essentially what it is it takes your life aura and it allows you to channel it in ways that allow you to personally express yourself. And this is different from the things that came before it, like Dragon Ball's Ki and stuff, which is pretty much you have one way of expressing it, and that's by Ki Blast, right? There's things like that in here too, but there's also things like there's a character named Kurapika who develops a special ability to like conjure chains and stuff, which then allows her to wrap her chains
Hey, are there
around
any
and
big
fights with
anime
that.
biddies?
Huh? No, not really. Thank God.
Oh, cool.
That's actually like a positive thing, you know? I think there's very minimal fan service in here, which I really like. I'm not into fan service. That's not part of what I like.
Hey, is this the anime from not this anime?
Yeah. Okay, show that to the camera actually.
What the anime?
Okay, so funny thing about that. Let me make sure I'm right. Yeah. So that is Sailor Moon, right? That's fucking Sailor Moon. You might be wondering, why is Sailor Moon in the Hunter x Hunters?
Why is Sailor Moon in the Hunter x Hunters?
Yoshihiro Togashi is married to the artist who created Sailor Moon.
That sounds cool.
They're married.
That's cool.
Naoko Takeuchi. They're married.
And they both have super famous animes.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like true love, man.
It's pretty crazy. It is kind of crazy. But one of the things about Hunter x Hunter that a lot of fans will tell you about is how the output has really decreased in recent years because Yoshihiro Togashi here has some pretty rough health problems, and he probably releases 10 chapters a year at most.
I saw a picture of his room.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
It's
It's
awesome.
crazy. Yeah. But yeah. Read Hunter x Hunter. It's great.
You think I should watch it or read it?
Probably watch it and then read the stuff that comes after the anime ends. Because the anime is really well done, and I think you should read it, but at the same time watch it because the anime is fucking phenomenal. It's Madhouse, and it's not like Madhouse like Death Note where it's like good and then like it's shoddy sometimes. It's like Madhouse if they were making a movie at all times, and it's 148 episodes long. It's a straight run. It's kind of remarkable actually. It's probably the highest quality straight run anime I've ever seen.
This one.
Yes.
So old.
It is. But the anime didn't start until 2011, weirdly.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah.
That was Kayne's manga method.
That's Kayne's manga method. Would you like if you want to support us, you can leave a like. If you want to tell us
that like button.
If you want to tell us how we did, tell us how much we sucked.
Smash
How much we
the
fucking
red
sucked. Leave a comment.
Subscribe button.
Leave a comment. And
ring the bell for notifications
Don't do
so that
that.
you
Don't
never
do that.
miss an upload.
Yeah. I think you should subscribe at this point because you probably
You
probably not
smash
subscribed.
the. Do it.
Thank you. This has been The Method.
It's about to run out of batteries.
The Method podcast number 1. Yeah, this is good timing. We're ending right now.
That was the method.
That was The Method.
Tune in next week.
We'll be
for
back here next week.
Next
yes.
week's method.
We haven't decided on the topic yet. We'll see you then. One thing, if you would like to see more of this idiot, you can check him out on his YouTube channel.
I don't know why. It doesn't matter how hard.
You can find him on a YouTube at
YouTube.com/C/Wise Cream.
All right, that's a wrap.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep it in mind.